The following confession that you are about to hear, it comes from a confession that I received on Facebook. It reads like this: "Hello my brother, can you please post for me as anonymous and never reveal my identity? The confession that I want to give you has turned my life upside down. I am a man who is aged 57. I went to Nigeria to seek a sangoma because business yaka ibesatsamaya gabotse. Me and my wife had just gotten divorced and I had lost everything. I lost my house, le taxi yaka. Before me and my wife we got divorced, rile ko bankeng rajia loan. So this taxi was in my wife's name. So in court bare koloi ye belongs to my wife because it was registered under my wife's name. So after the whole divorce process, I was left with nothing. I then tried every business that a poor man can do, but things never worked out. Things got so bad that I ended up selling acha korenkeng. On this other day, I was passing through the car wash. That's when I met this old friend of mine. I began to tell him everything that had happened to my life. As I was telling him my story, tears were falling down from my face. Yena are monna uskalla are kontlong. I want to show you something. So I got into his car and we drove to his place. As he was driving, kileka moji shauri jwang. How did you buy this big car? How did you get rich so quick? He just looked at me and he laughed and he said, I want to show you how to run a proper business. By the time that we arrived at his house, I was so shocked because he was staying in a gated community. But the way that I had known him, he was someone who was not well off. He was just someone who was managing life. But now I was amazed. How can someone be staying in this gated community with all of these expensive houses? This house is really beautiful from the outside into the inside. Everything was just modern. I asked him, are you not afraid to stay in this whole house alone? Where is your wife? Where are your kids? And he just said to me, I'm on separation with that woman. I don't need any woman anymore in my life. So as we spoke, that's when he told me that in the following days, he was going to Nigeria and he asked me if I was willing to go with him. To me, I just thought maybe it was just a joke. I just thought maybe my friend is just joking with me. But after we processed all of my traveling documents, that's when I realized that this guy was serious. I asked him, what are we going to do in Nigeria? And he told me that he wants to meet his business partners there. Mara, once I arrived in Nigeria, what kind of a business trip is this? Because once we arrived at the airport, already there was this guy who was waiting for us and he took us into a car and he drove for many hours. Then from there on, we went into this bush taxi, the one that looks like a scooter. It has 3 wheels. As we arrived in the village, that's when I realized that we had come to seek or consult a traditional healer. As we were walking to the house, I asked my friend, what are we doing in the middle of the forest? But my friend was very angry towards me. He just told me, relax. We entered a small hut, which was a consulting room, and we sat down. All this time, my friend was speaking on my behalf and telling them that I had come with him to seek a charm that will give me luck in life. They asked me if I was ready for this. I wanted to say no, but I was a bit nervous because of all the things that I was seeing in that room. There were skulls, whether they were monkey skulls or human skulls, I still don't know. Because of my desperation, I took on the quest. They buried me for 7 days, but not underground. They just put me in a coffin and just left my face. My whole body was just inside the coffin. Then after some few days, they asked me if I was willing to kill any of my family members. They gave me a small book and they told me that I should write all of my relatives' name and surname in a list. So after I had written those names, then they told me that the list will be coming from the bottom up. Each and every year, one of my family members will just collapse and die, and their death will make money to come rain in my room. So this lucky charm that I was given, I am not allowed to get married anymore or to have any children. This brotherhood caught sacrifices young babies to the master, and we stay 7 days under the ocean. Each and every year I have to travel to the ocean, and there are some prayers and words that I am supposed to say while standing in the water, and by the time that I drive back home, one of my relatives would have passed on. So no, it has been 10 years since I've been doing this, and I have wiped down my family left, right, and center. My mother is the only one who is left, and they asked me that now is her time to be sacrificed. But as for me, I cannot gather the courage to do that. My brother, this is my confession, and each and every night I dream of this brotherhood, and they will be telling me that I have to do what I promised them that I will be doing. If you ever post my confession, please notify me so that I will be able to follow what other people say in the comment section. I thank you.